So those are two exercises that we're going to kind of just work on for a second. Now, the reason why I wanted to grab a couple of the secondary exercises is because I want you to look at these exercises as a movement in a kata. Because technically, if you look at all the movements that we do in our secondary exercises, guess where you can find them? You can find them in a kata somewhere. Now, you may not know that kata yet to find that, like the second degree black belt kata is Kanchin, and guess how it starts? You ready? Tell me if you recognize these movements. You've been doing those since you've been white belt, right? So these movements are preparing you for advanced katas down the road when you get to that level or that rank. A lot of the movements that you're familiar with already are somewhere in a kata you haven't even learned yet. That's why all the movements that we teach you, you should treat them equally. Whether they're the secondary exercises, whether they're the katas or the kumites, because some of the movements in the kumites are in advanced katas as well. Everyone knows Dan Kumite, right? Now, in number 2, what's one of the movements that you do? You do this, right? You catch the kick, right? Well, guess what? In Kanchin and Uechi-Ryu, those movements are in there. You know, they might be disguised a little differently. But you guys seen the katas, you know. So treat your secondaries the same as you would a kata, because those movements are very important to really get down. And once you connect the dots and put everything together, you're like, oh yeah, I've done this in my secondary exercises. I didn't know that was in the kata. So if somebody actually comes at you, you're not going to use every single part of your kata, like say Konchiwa. If somebody attacks us, we're not going to do every movement in Konchiwa, right? We're going to do probably one of those movements, depending on what the attack is. So you got to decide, all right, what's the attack? If somebody's doing a club attack, you're not going to do a block and then a side kick, right? Most likely, you're going to do the high block and you're going to bring the arm down and you're going to maybe do the elbow or the back fist, depending on how close they are to you. So some of the stuff that may surprise you down the road, it's stuff that you've been doing already today. You want to look at your kata as micro movements or secondary exercises put together to make up what we call a kata. Does that make sense to everyone? So every single movement that you do is its own entity. And all we're doing is just putting little movements together to make up what we call Konchiwa or a kata. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to LiveDanD.